Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. So, people have been asking me, ADN or BSN, which one should you choose and why? If you're trying to become a nurse, this decision can literally affect how fast you can start to make money, how stressed you're gonna be in nursing school, how much time you're gonna spend in nursing school. And today we are gonna break it down. And the truth is, most people pick based on ego, not strategy. So today I'm breaking down the real differences between ADN and BSN, who each part is best suited for, and what I would do if I was to do it all over again. If you're new to the channel, my name is God's Love. I'm an ICU nurse and I have been a nurse for the past 7 years. So first, what is ADN? ADN stands for Associate Degree in Nursing. This program is typically 2 years at a community college after your prerequisite. So altogether, it usually take about 3 years when you put your prerequisite into it. It is less expensive and is focused heavily on clinical skills. Once you graduate and pass your NCLEX, you are a registered nurse. Not a half nurse, not a baby nurse, not a junior nurse, a registered nurse. You get the same license, you take the same NCLEX, and you practice within the same scope of practice as BSN. With that being said, what is BSN? BSN stands for Bachelor of Science in Nursing. This is typically a 4-year program at a university. It's usually more expensive and it includes things like leadership, research, and public health coursework. You still take the same NCLEX, you become a registered nurse. Let's break down the differences clearly. So the first one is time. Of course, ADN takes shorter length of time, 2 years, 3 years if you're counting the prerequisite, while BSN takes 4 years. So ADN gets you into the workforce quicker, while BSN takes a longer academic route. So if your goal is to start making money as soon as possible, ADN wins. Number 2 key difference is the cost. Since ADNs are being offered at community colleges, of course they are going to be cheaper. So you're going to be getting out of school with less student loan or credit card debt. If you have the money to pay for it, you're going to be spending less. Why BSN in universities, they are usually more expensive. They have higher tuitions and housing. So when you do the math, less debt equals more financial freedom early. So for the cost, I think ADN wins. The number 3 key difference is hospital hiring preferences. So some hospitals, especially magnet hospitals, they prefer BSN. Sorry, my ADN holders. If you're looking at these magnet hospitals, you're going to be considered if you have BSN over somebody who has ADN. It's just a preference. That doesn't mean they don't hire ADNs. Don't let that confuse you. They hire both. But if you and I were to apply and you have your BSN and I have my ADN, they will consider hiring you before me. And another part that people don't talk about is a lot of these magnet hospitals, they will still hire you with ADN, but then they give you 3 to 5 years to complete your BSN, which you can do online while you're currently working with your ADN as a registered nurse. Depending on which program, getting your BSN after your ADN through online can take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, depending on how quickly you want to finish it. Most people finish it under 1 year. If you really want to get it done, 6 months you're done, while actively working as a full-time registered nurse. The number 4 key difference between ADN and BSN is career mobility. If you want to get into management, education, or if you want to go into advanced practice like your MP or CRNA, you're still gonna need your BSN. That doesn't mean you have to get it right off the rip, but you're still going to need it eventually. So even if you do get your ADN, you can easily bridge into your BSN program like I mentioned and do that online and get it within a year while working. In my opinion, that is strategy. So next, who should choose ADN? I recommend that you choose ADN if you plan to start earning money quickly, if you want less debt, if you plan to bridge later, if you're older or switching careers, and if you have financial responsibilities, then ADN is perfect for you. If I was a 25-year-old with bills and no financial support, I'm choosing ADN. Then I'm gonna start working and have my employer pay for my BSN while I'm actively making money. That is the strategy that I would go with if I was in that shoe. So now you're out of school with less debt because your tuition was cheaper, and now you're having your job pay for your BSN. So in my opinion, it's a win-win on both sides. Now let's move on to the next one. Who should choose BSN? Choose BSN if you're fresh out of high school. Choose BSN if you want the traditional college experience. Choose BSN if you want competitive hospital systems, and if you want to be preferred over ADNs when you're applying. And choose BSN if you plan to advance your study. So if you're planning on becoming an MP, if you plan on going to CRNA school, if you're planning to get into education or research, you can choose BSN off the rip. And of course, choose BSN if you're going into the accelerated program, because bachelor's degree is a requirement for the program anyways. It doesn't have to be science related. You can have your bachelor's in anything at all. But for you to be able to get into the accelerated program, you're gonna need to have a bachelor in something before. So if you're getting a nursing degree as a second degree, it makes sense for you to do BSN. That way you get everything done under 1 year instead of having to go through the ADN program. That is just way too long and completely unnecessary if you ask me. But yeah, if you already have a degree in something else, BSN route is the way for you. But let me make something clear. If you're gonna choose BSN because you think you're going to be making more money than the ADN, I'm sorry to break it to you, but the difference in pay is not significant enough to justify how much more you spend in school to get that bachelor degree. So if you're not planning on furthering your education, if you're planning on just working bedside and that is just what you want, ADN will suffice. Back when I started as a nurse, granted it was back in 2019, I did my ADN program first, by the way. And the nurses that I had started with that had their bachelors, they were only making 50 cents more than I was. And they had student loans. I didn't, because my tuition was much cheaper, so I was able to pay for it out of pocket while I was in school. Now, people can argue that the 50 cents is gonna add up. I mean, you do the math. In a year, I don't think he's even up to $1,000. It might be more now. So if you already wanna go for MP, CRNA school, DMP, going straight into BSN can make sense for you. So what will I do if I had to do it all over again? Seriously, if I had to start all over again, I would still go through the ADN route. Graduate, pass your NCLEX, do your RN to BSN bridge program while you're making money and having your employer pay for your BSN degree. And why I would choose that? Because income changes your stress level. It's one thing being stressed as a nursing student for 4 years straight and you are not getting a dime. A lot of people drop along the way. But once you're beginning to see the real income, it's gonna motivate you, it's gonna do something to your brain that's gonna keep you going, keep you pushing through till you get to that BSN degree that you're pursuing. And that is where I think strategy comes into play. Here's the part that a lot of people don't talk about. Hospitals care about your license, your work ethic, your clinical competence. After 1 to 2 years of experience, nobody cares if you started with ADN or BSN. Experience becomes king. So here is my advice to nursing students, aspiring nurses: do not choose based off of what you think sounds better. Choose based off of your finances, your timeline, and your life situation. I promise you they both lead to the same end goal. I want you guys to comment below and tell me if you're going for ADN or for your BSN, and give me your reason. Tell me why. I want to know. And if you like videos like this, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. That way you don't miss my next video. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay blessed.